Hi, I'm Sherry from Whole Circle Studio, and welcome to the Botanical Beauties Block of the Month and Quilt Sew Along. Today, I'm going to give you tips as you begin to make your 11th Botanical Beauties block, an abstract inula. In addition to this video, please be sure to refer to the tips included in the pattern, as well as the links below to additional video tutorials. Let's get started. Like in Block 9, you'll notice that this month's block has dots and triangles to help you align your seams when joining your paper pieces. Just be on the lookout for these symbols as they'll help you when you're assembling your blocks. I want to show you where I start and stop sewing when joining two specific pieces. Let's take a look at what it looks like when I'm joining A to B for the wreath version, or I'm going to be working in the equivalent here of joining G to H for the grid version. So here I'm going to be on the lookout for dots and triangles. So here I see when I'm getting these close, I have two dots that line up, that look like they line up, and then that triangle. That triangle we'll use later on. So let me go ahead and use my positioning pinning method to get these together. And then I'm going to show you where I start and stop with my sewing. Okay, so I position pinned those ends. Let me go through the two dots. I'm going to ignore the triangle because I don't see anything with a triangle piece on it yet, which lets me know that later on I'll see a triangle to match that up with. So I'm going to join those two. And again, this is the grid version. I don't have anything to match up in the middle. I just like to, because it's a longer edge, and make sure that I'm right on track, I just go through the line, but there's no dot there. And then I'm going to pin these two together. Again, this is the positioning pinning technique, and if you haven't tried this out, be sure to look below for the link to my foundation paper piecing mini class where I review this in depth. Okay. So I have these two pieces, G and H, joined. And so let me show you where I would start and stop sewing. Again, in that mini class, I like to start at the edge of the paper. So I would start right here, sort of before the line, do a couple of back stitches or stitches in place. I'm just going to follow this line down. So all the way down. And then I'm going to get to where the dot is, and then that's the end of the line. But what I like to do, and I do this for all of my paper pieces, not just this specific one, is I'll go down all the way to the edge of the paper and then do a couple of back stitches. So let me draw that line in. I'm basically going to follow that line straight down to the end and then do a couple of back stitches to secure it. And the nice thing about that is it captures this edge. When I sew down, what it'll look like on the other side is essentially going almost right to the point. And then this little line will come in handy at another paper piece. I can't wait to see your blocks come together. Thanks again for being here and for sewing along with us. I'll be back next month with more tips. In the meantime, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments section below. Also, be sure to share your progress on Instagram using the Botanical Beauties hashtags found in the pattern so we can all check out what you're working on. You can also email me photos of what you're working on. That address can be found in the pattern. See you next month and happy sewing!